Good evening, folks. It's 2126 on the second day, first month, 2023. And I'm looking here as your 3 day totals here for your transport corridor of Australia here, up the coast and across and up and across. Yeah, for when stuff comes in up here. So it's quite a soggy 3 days coming for you guys, and not in agreement with these totals. Hey, I actually think you're going to have possibly a little bit more. But then on the fives, I think the totals are going to be a little less in some areas. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But these tens here is a very odd statistic. It's a mighty straight line cutting across here. The North Star. Yeah, that's the pimple line you get in your nose. They had that in a commercial, by the way. Somebody was asking where I came up with that one from. If benzoyl peroxide, you put it on your nose, the North Star. But back in the days, it was some kind of a pimple stuff. Yeah, they get us really self-conscious about having a zit. People got them all now for wearing a mask on their face, so we'll have to figure out a way to heal that. So these totals over the 10 days through here is pretty bad. So where these rivers drain, it kind of is, it's a bit of a wonder. That river is bigger than that. You got a lot of tributaries up here. So I'm saying that it's hard for me to talk. I don't really know the lay of the land, but you do, so I'm going to do a little bit more homework about that. Yeah, this one's a bit of a mystery for me. They're not showing me the topo on this. When I go away, and maybe we'll. There'll be a singing the Saggy Bottom Boys in this town, that's for sure. Oh my. Because it's going to run there. And this is going to be quite an event coming. And what they're showing me, and the pressures are all showing me, and here they're showing it quite clear. Maybe it'd be easier to show you a mimic. So I'll do it that way. Is that Landocane, as I'm calling it, because it started over the land. It's acting like a hurricane, even though the strength of the wind, it just looks like something like that, right? But even though it's spinning cyclonically, it is. Yeah, I'll show you. It's not a high pressure storm. What did he say? Because if it was spinning like an American hurricane would, let's say, it would be spinning the other direction. But this is spinning low pressure. Well, the pulse over here is occurring. They're just starting to see the tickles of it here now. All right? As they sweep this down, another beam's going to come up. It's just starting to hit in here now. They're going to start to influence this, and you're going to notice this flatten out. When you'll start seeing this edge of this start to flatten out. When it does, you'll watch the radars kick in. Up here and down here. And they're going to start to force this back inland like this. The path is right there. And the sweeps of all the EMF coming up to meet it is going to trap it up there. See the big stuff? So we're watching the move now. You're going to watch them turn a storm. I seen them doing this during Cyclone Winston. They took it out to sea and turned it back. It went over the island. It went about 145 off coast miles, I think it was, and they turned it back. A big beam, and I warned people, and I was not believed by enough, unfortunately. I'm looking for a pattern. This one here is still being activated. Still got a lot of energy being applied to it by EMF. Yeah, you still got that arrow of vibration going here. The reverb is all set up through here. Look, a second beam is hit here, and it intersects right here. Look, that one and that one. Keep drawing the line out like that. Hang on a minute. Get that to stop. Right. We'll jump back. Get the perfect shot to show where it's going to hit. Give me a moment. Okay. Got two of them. Got one intersection here. Got one coming up from a ship out here. See it? It's beaming here, and it's giving another beam here into a bomb field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 when this was taken. Not there, not there. This here, and another beam's come here. Like the station over here is shot down into cook straight, which is causing a high pressure there. That's going to keep things from moving through, which is going to allow this storm to back up and do a little of an up and over rather than a down and in. It's going to split the low in half, so you'll have a low here and a low here. This is bad for quakes. I am very concerned in the fives. That one's coming down from here. Right through that one. Bounces, coastline, comes in. You see how I calculate? You got a reverb to take into consideration. What's this sound wave do when it hits the wall? You tune the room to make it sound good. And well, if you know anything about that, you'll probably be a very good earthquake predictor once you learn to read maps. And possibly I would teach that. I don't know. That's a wind-up one. Where you would just... What would you do with the information? Prove you can do something? Or help people prepare? In New Zealand, you're prepared for earthquakes all the time. You're in New Zealand, one of the most seismically active countries in the world. One of them. You know, Iceland right up there with you. Right? You know how to deal with it. Turkey, very seismically active. Trust me. Felt plenty. It was when it hit my town yesterday. I don't want no harm to come. No. I just never gonna understand this. Isn't that a mighty square looking thing? That's what I talk about when they have to put a beam up to stop the river, change the flow. This backs up into that backs up. This goes towards that, makes a second storm. Another tickle of a beam's coming down through here. I could read this image like a... I don't even need preparation. So yeah, you got a lot of corridors set up here. You got one to bring this up the coast as that came through. Boom. All the lights are on over here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the lights are on. And predictably over radar stations. Glitches, you mean. The wicked glitchers. Batter up. Right, let's go back to your forecast. I mean your forecast. Right, and now we're gonna chap it close. Oh my God! Would you look at that color? I don't even like salmon color on the walls back in the 1960s, and I don't want to see it on the weather map. And while when it comes to the salmon, you gotta go to the broom, because the broom has got the deluxe caviar edition. Hey, fried salmon. And you did get fried. Because I just showed you did. Fried salmon. Fitzroy Christian is not good, man. She's tricky back like this. Well, you'll see. I'll run the lopey for you. It's not pleasant. Over the fives. Nothing changed, man. This is bad for my signal. Something's going on here. What's up? At least I see the change. Look, and you seen an uptick here? She's coming out wide. They're hinting. Yeah. She's spreading out this way on the 10s. She's trucking quick up that way. You're going to take her straight across the country. What day are they going to mix the two? At some point, these two moistures have to mix. If they mix them too soon, it'll fuck the flow up through here. Because of stuff like I showed you, that beam that does the block. They do that wrong up here. You could stop that river and instantly send all that water in. Just by doing something wild like that. I'll run it. I'll let you see it on the running full. As he covers it up. This is the running full. Alright, you wanted timestamps and everything. Yeah, sure, some people want to document it the way I used to. We want it all here. We are experiencing a testicle difficulty. Find your balls, people. Find your balls. They're going to cut them off. They're coming for your balls, man. Or should I say ma'am now and get it over with? Ma'am. Look at the V. Pointed at your station. Bzz, getting fried. Tassie style. The devils are at it. Notice the shift. Beam, in a swath. with a straight line across the top. Has a beam swather. And when they let that go, she's coming across. Give it the wiper. Put the beam here and swipe it across. Just like an arm going. Just wipe it across. This wiper blade brought to you by the Geotesticles, the Sky Masters, the Fart Masters. So now I'm going to go back to the the forecast. So here's what they say is going to happen today. This is what's happening. Yeah, I'm going to turn on some of the distractors here. And we'll turn on some of the drama. The dramatism of the wind. Here you go. It's fucking blowing. And here we go. Just as I start the live video, the noise of the kitchen comes along with the broom. As she starts to head out to sea, and everybody going, yay, it's going away, yay, it's going away. But the wind has shifted, and the beam is coming, it's blasted, your asses, and the broom is going to sweep it right the fuck back toward Alice Springs. They're not wasting all them chem bombs they let off, and your complimentary sulfurs, aluminums, and titaniums, and lithiums you was blowing after your fireworks the other night. They ain't wasting that. They gotta whip up a bunch of dust down here in the desert to send in front of this next batch. And it's gonna happen. And you'll be seeing the fallout on your car of the dust. Yeah, it's called fallout, you know. When dust storm stuff falls on your car, it's fallout. And I'll be expecting to see various colors of red and gold on the cars coming up. And Robert, what is this? Hey, I think you might have a dust storm coming. Why? Because I just told you so. When I show you the winds, you'll see why I'm saying so. When it hits some of these sand pits, which they can dry out very quickly on the tap, and sand can blow, and it can still stay wet a little below the surface. You know, when the wind blows, things can often blow. Warm drink. Right. Hey, Balgo, how's that lightning going? Here we go, we got the turn. She's going to take the clubhouse turn on Thursday. And she's going to give you one more good wetting. One more good time. Your old Bakaki in the face weekend is never running over here. My shows are never for children. Don't play them out loud. Because I say things that they might not need to hear. So don't tell me to be a certain way because you want to let your children hear that we're being killed by geoengineering storms and you need to fight it. Okay? That's why. So don't tell me that. Be an adult about this stuff. Okay? Children don't need to be part of some stuff. Can we keep some of their innocence alive? That would be great. Anyways, as we go into Friday the 6th, here comes your weekend. We got double spinners. We got one going off the coast of Queensland and one rocket straight across, making a beeline for the Tennants Creek again. Straight headed, and Alice will own the show. She will. This is Alice Springs time now. Yes, it's Alice Spring time. And you can expect with this Giles over here where I'm pointing at, she'll kick a big one. And they usually don't show her. There's one here, and they usually don't show it. Whammo! Boy, does she hit a freaking beam. Big round one. I've seen it come all the way down to here, about where my middle finger is pointing. It's trying to go off this, right about to there. All the way up to there. It's a big one. It does one about as big as the one at Raleigh-Durham Airport in North Carolina does. It does a huge one. But they've also got Cobra helicopters and stuff there because there's a base for the National Guard. Yeah, look at that, triple spinners. Hey, wait it. As they enter into the vortexer over here, going to split it back around. Where are they going to put it? Are they going to bring that chem back around? Are they going to waste it? Or are they going to use it again? They're going to use it again. Watch the moves. All the flows say so. That could come right back around. This will catch that in a minute. Will they suction this way? It depends on this. To move this off coast, they got to move that. Can't go anywhere until this goes. Right? Until that goes, she comes here and stalls or goes south. There's nowhere else for it to go. All your flows are there. The pressures will show you the same thing. There's nowhere for it to go. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 fighting lows. Where's the high fuel in it? All the EMF in the bombs themselves, the catalysts that to create the heat will create the dynamics. The winds itself will bring in the layers that are needed between the tropics and the Antarctic. The winds are... I'll get to that part. I did that last night on your time. It's now last night. It's now tonight my time. Like when you guys went to bed, I was getting up. No, I don't feel like doing this, and I'm on autopilot now. And then the strangest line of storms you've seen all day will approach this area here in a straight line, and it'll make a railroad that looks like the Star Trek Enterprise. Warp speed. It's the Q storm. It's happening now. Look at the triangle under my finger. The Enterprise is underway. And the geostorm's happening. And then this is, I think, in 3 hour jumps. Now it's 6. 6 hours later, the dissipation is gone. But she's going to drop a bucket during those 6 hours when it's getting from here to here. The center of this storm is going to be very, very, very damaging. And that's 4 centimeters of water in 3 hours if that's sat in one place. So she'll dump a bit of a centimeter on top of you as she passes, every bit of it. I'd say close, maybe double that. Because it's just, there's such a big piece of tendril they have to move over you. One of them pink salmon bits is coming over you, and it's dropping some caviar, and it looks like spiky ice called hail. And I guarantee you're going to see it. I guarantee it. Especially the ass end, when it squeezes as it goes over the mountains, you're going to see some quite the volatility around here. And there will be some deep water going into deep water. And over time, the pressure's actually looking like you get a sustainment of the same type weather going on for quite some period of time. As this highs here again take over and begin that cycle again that you've had over the last month. It's not an easy situation to look you guys in the eye and say, hey man, you're fucked and you need to defeat geoengineering as they tic-tac-toe their way around the country. And they're wandering around with the chem bombs like Red Dog looking for your land and which one they want. And they're flying patterns that look just like mapping. And then they find ones that crazy patterns that I then look over here and set view and then often determine, yes, that was some kind of a cloud seeding deployment because there was already a cloud in place. Or I might say, no, that's a geoengineering deployment because there was no cloud and it created one. Right? I will look at it. Is it one or the other, or is it natural? The dynamics are there. I don't see any fuckery. It's most likely a natural condition. We'll determine where did the cloud form and what was the condition at the time. Right? Did it have a whole bunch of this going on here, like near Katrin here? Then you know it's a chem bomb. You know a firework went off. Go watch my firework video. You'll see what I'm talking about. Why I say that. Okay? And I'll go into that further at some point because there's a lot of cool fireworks one I want to show you guys. And do your research into smoke screens that they put up. Not the lies themselves, but that's, you need to look into that too. But I'm talking about the ones they use for military smoke screens for hiding things. And you'll see the different deployments they've used for that. Look into Operation Popeye. The making of rain on the Ho Chi Minh Trail during the Vietnam War. It would be a very good one for you to start with. I could give you a list of them, but just you remember Popeye, man. You'll get your spinach if you look up Operation Popeye. You'll find out how to get the most out of your spinach and become very strong if you Google Operation Popeye. It's about geoengineering. It's factual. And that's what led me to, in 2016, to recognize an Agent Orange type deployment method that was used over the Ho Chi Minh Trail. And I determined that chem bombs were unhealthy for you guys and predicted a toxic air alert. Told my friends to get inside and wear a mask. Everybody said I was panicking people. And then 7 people died that week. And they said it was a thunderstorm asthma. My whole life, a thunderstorm had knocked out stuff from the air, dust and stuff. And suddenly, it had the dust. Yeah, why is this? It's not behaving. Here we go. Sometimes when you're using this site, if it freezes, just zoom in and out real quick, and it'll reload. It does that. Is Barrow Island putting any plumes out? I'm watching their surface air coolers because somebody that works there says they don't do that. And I believe them. So I wonder if they ever do any cleaning with chemicals and stuff in them to keep them functional and efficient. You can't tell me they don't do that. How often? to get the dust from the desert off them. Because, you know, we'll get a lot of natural dust there. Even a storm like this out here where it's dry is going to throw a bunch of dust out there. I haven't really looked today. But they're going to give her a turn, folks. She's coming back inland. And, well, that's nicely loaded now. I'll just going to continue along with what did this storm do. But all the pressure said it should never have done that. It should have gone before. She should have just swallowed that and gone down to sea. But to keep the both lows intact clearly took geoengineering. It took a beam down the center and these things like this to separate the moisture beams, and wildness is like this big curved beam here to direct things back towards you for what's coming. And these moves don't happen instantly. They take a setup. So I love to predict what's going to be next. I don't like the fact if I'm right. Okay. All right, let's move this along as we head into the night. And the storm hugs the line. Must have a lot of traffic moving in front of the modem. Please excuse if I wonder if it's knocked it out. No. I got a lot of people moving around in the house right now. It's a difficult. I even told them I'm getting ready to do a video. This is the respect I never get. Right, that's quite a few hours out, if that's to be believed, of this storm parking on you. If that's 8 hours of 3 mils, or 4 mils, then you're getting nearly. No, was that 44? You're gonna get close to 8 centimeters of rain in this trip over that day. I just call it 10 and I'll be over with it. Yeah, about 5 inches of rain. It's going to hit through here over a 24-hour period, and that's going to cause flooding. It's going to swallow the streams. That's a dangerous day. It's coming at night. It'll be Tuesday night. You'll be asleep. It'll be after midnight. You're going to have a hell of a lightning show. Then this puts you during the day at about lunchtime, 10 o'clock in the morning. You got a really bad time coming here. Fuck. They're telling me here on this graph exactly what I just saw here. When I saw this move here, I said they're spinning. Are you going to get another one? They're showing a full-blown cyclone off the coast of Bundaberg up here coming this week, and it's very possible because they split the flow. Oh man, I was worried about this. Remember those parts of stuff where I say I'm going to be watching? The only way to do that is for this to eat that. Drop a really cold chem bomb and it run a hell of a fucking wind right through here. And when that meets that, it has to turn. But that's a big pressure drop. Ooh, we'll keep a big eye on this. When she goes down in the if she goes 960s, it'll be pulling down winds of 120 miles an hour easily. That's full cyclone. I nearly see no way that wouldn't be right now, with the pressures like they are around it. Where's the high? Nowhere in town. Here's an oddball. What are we gonna do about this one? Let's keep an eye on this one, folks. Oh man, that's just tropical storm. Colors ain't bright enough, man. This ain't bright enough, but they were when it came ashore. Oh my, never came ashore. It came from the shore to the sea. It came this way and met some wind. It got to be streaming south. The Venturi effect. You get released from this gap. Man. Well, we're gonna be. I can't wait to see how they do this one. This is a wildness. This is where you get. You go. Technically, you got 4 dancers in the Anzac. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 3 dancers overalls doing the masochism tango. Compliments of Tom Lear. As they dance to the Cambambambo tango. My God. Would you look at the gilt coming up here? Look at this. I want to show you some gilt. Look above Tennant Creek here. I noticed this a minute ago. The Bill Gates' logo. Maybe he has a deal. For all the geostorms, he has to put one of these things like in the bottom corner up in the sky. As I see it too often. The part I'm worried about is it's time for your sky to restart. Oh no! Your blue screen of death! Or is it going to be the white screen of death? I think the blue screen with life is what we need now. Or we look up at a deep blue sky and the tree says, hello, I want some rain. So it gives us some moisture. And we breathe hello to the tree. And we say we love you to the tree. And it takes our carbon dioxide and turns it back into oxygen so we can breathe together. This beautiful world Mother Nature has given us. That's being destroyed by motherfuckers. Bombs, bomb, 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 straight lines of bomb, 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 bombs all at once while the flow is moving and they're staying in place in a curve like a beam. Do you see it yet? Robert warned you over broom, but you didn't listen. Hey, they always shoot the prophets. Even Bob Marley sang about that. It's redemption time, man. The song of freedom that we never had. Not the Kim Bomb song. Going the wrong flow of the wind. Boom, booming in front. See him? Following the front of him. Look at the dots. Boom, boom. Boom, bada boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Little firework pellets being filmed from space. The space between the ground and the camera. And you want to go numbnut on me? Yeah, smart ass. Just look at the chem bombs. See him? See the chem bombs? The topic of this is geoengineering. And we'll keep it on that. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bombs. They must have been left over from fireworks shows that never got bought. And they look at the chemtrail over here. See it? See chemtrails? I went to the danger zone. Yeah, watch the Maverick. Can they write an original script, please? I mean, a story we never heard, like our lives. This is chem bombs. That's not EMF. That checkerboard square there that Mikey doesn't like is chem bombs. So this is me making my point to somebody. 2 directions at once. That's not just EMF. Okay, this provides the particulates for cloud nuclei to form, and it also provides a chemical catalyst that makes a matrix that electromagnetic frequency propagates more in. A matrix. Look, even when I go a little faster, you'll see the waveforms on the load deck interacting. Some are pluming this way while that's moving that way, and some are going with it, but not even as fast. So that's going to generate some big lightning. You've got a lot of crest flows of clouds going on. This going this way, that going that way. Because there's things that must be propelled remotely by drone or some other type of craft, vessel, balloon, plane. Cloaked objects of a military nature. That's a boiler, isn't it? Usually They're a lot more organized than this, but this is like a nudge to a nudge, a punching fest. I punch you, that bumps that bumps that. It's like a circle pit of people in a mosh pit, and it ends up going around in a circle. It's kind of what it looks like to me. Look at the circle pit here. Have you ever been in a circle pit? Or you ever been up on the side and watch one? You will. If you've been in a circle pit, you'll watch one from the side because you'll get hurt after a while and you'll have to watch for a minute. Well, tape your ankles before you go. Yeah, that's right. This geek is at home in a mosh pit. I'm fucking due for one right now. Just some random bumping. Gonna bump the butter, baby. And I got kind of bumping. That's the kind of bumping that's least I need. Been over 3/4 of a year without. I think I could go another. That's not what people say about you. Wait, look at the bomb here. Boom, boom. Pulsations from radar stations. Boom, boom. There's a glitch. Boom, boom. Glitch. Boom, boom. Glitch. Pulsing. Pulsing probably right over a radar station. So where am I? Let's see if I can cause a correlation between what I say and what I see. Okay, I see radar pulses, and that's what I say those are. So let me go have a look and see. Are there any there? Should I just let Windy do it? Why not? So I'm down here. Where exactly am I? Was it Birdsville, Alice Springs? See, I'm just near Alice. So I'm right down here. Right over here. Birdsville. So what we get in the weather radar? We're going to have it in a gap spot. No coverage zone. Okay? Hey, I don't give up that easy. All right, let's try this a different way. We'll go to the National Loopiness and see what they have to say about this. There's nothing there to show. Okay, so, but you do what I show as a radar thing. So let's see if I can find another one. I like it when I see it like that, and what a shame. That's okay. I ain't going to make a claim that I can't go boom. But I can show that one's pulsing. Big show there, huh? Oh, what a shame. That's okay. I still see you. I see you. You're not just a gravity freaking wave. Not much to see here. Expect an interruption. People are walking by in front of the thing again in the kitchen. It is 10 o'clock at night. It's the time you go in the kitchen and start things. Boom. You know, they can have emitters on these things, and there is something called an EMF bomb. And I'm gonna get into that topic too at some point. Where you can actually make an EMP occur in the atmosphere itself and discharge as a pulse. It's just a capacitor. Pah! Yeah, a big one like that. A little Tesla tower with an arc in between itself will do it. And so I'll discuss that at some point too, as some of the patents of things you can do with electromagnetic frequency pulsations and generations of ionics, or ion differences that can be used to catalyze chemicals from things in the atmosphere, strip ions, of course, by nature of the name. Look at that crest flow there. Nothing to see here but a beam, huh? Nothing to see there but a beam. So that was that one that went down. I told you there was a double flow going on. Bzzz, and the beam did it all. And you guys did everything you could, I hope. What can we do, Robert? Let's get everybody talking about this at the dinner table in a rational manner. Let's don't make bold claims of stuff we can't prove. All right? I can show you this and then let's think logically about something. Use your eyes. It's like it's a puzzle game. What am I seeing here? Show me. What does this look like? Right? Does that look like a firework to you? What does this look like? That's not one of your chem bombs. You go, that's right. This is from the tower bridge, and they shot a firework off, and that's what was left behind. This is one of my chem bombs. They look the same. There's all sorts of ways you could do this without getting mad. Right? Don't triggering people's too easy. All you got to do is disagree with some guy called the Science who got his degree from the University of Printing Money. And you got your doctorate from the Mint. Yeah, man, and life's been mint ever since for them. Let me roll that beam footage of the last hour. As you do got a couple spinning cells in here. Just on and off. As the bombs dictate, you're going to get some heavy action. This corridor here is sweeping pretty regular. You see that V shape coming through right there? See that right there? Follow my middle finger. right along that line there, right down there, pointing straight to the center of the radar station. Oh. And that moves me on to this type image here, which is showing me the visible infrared. It looks like a giant ash print that you put up on the copy machine. That means you're going to have very shitty weather. You'll have a case of skyria. Chem bombs suck, man. And that's where chem bombs come from, Dad. Well, son, when you get a bad case of skyria, you know they're going to have some very shitty weather. You're going to hear these boomings, and there's one going off right there. Right there. You see this signature right here? Follow my middle finger. Curving in, curving in, curving in. And right there in the very center is a little dot. A little bitty dot. Chem bombs suck. So they ought to be, that's from an hour ago. So an hour ago, it was an hour ago. Stop. Right, an hour ago. I want to find this one. One way or another. I'm going to find ya. I'm going to get you, get you, get you. One way. This week. I will get you. 'Cause they will light up your town, chem bombing everything around and ruining your town. I'm looking for something specific, so give me a minute. It's going to be very difficult to pick up. It's right in the center. So to pick it up here would be able to say, it would have to be right here, and it would have been an hour ago, and that would be 9 o'clock. Image right here. And it'll be right here near Broome, right here. So if it's to be seen, it'll be right here. And there it is, actually. V shape, the curve, the curve, the curve. See? That, and that. Is dot, and that. Right here with the center. So let's look at it, see if we see anything. I'm jumping backwards. 10 minutes back, 10 minutes back, 10 minutes back. There. 1, 2, 3 bombs going off here. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Jumping 10 minutes forward. Center's cleared out. It's got a new dot. These bombs have deployed and are reacted and are making the type cloud required, and no one's being deployed. 10 minutes up. I'm 20 minutes before that image I showed you over here occurred. And I'm looking at this area here that looks like the clover of the not so lucky country. Alright, let's get back to it. Back 10 to 10 minutes before the actual image, and that's where the image was taken, fully formed. So I'm going to go back, forward. Alright, 30 minutes before, right there, and then after. Chem bomb sucks, and chem bombs just fueled this storm, and the bomb right here is the one that helped do one of the curves, because right here at the end you'll see it's framing that side. This bomb cluster here is fueling that side. These ones here is making 1, 2, 3, making that line. These are percussion ring arcs meeting each other. Where these meet, you'll get heavier lines of storms will form. Push things together in a line. Like if I push this into that, you'll have a whole lot more water in one line than you do when they're all separate. And their energy and everything will be separate. But when I push it all together, all the dynamics come together, and all the piezo properties of things squeezed together occur, and the piezoelectric, and I'll go into that at some point too. Just think, squeeze a rock, get a volt. You can put pressure on certain materials and it'll generate electrical voltage. And then you get to use it, put it to ground. Right? Usually stripping ions are causing making plasmas. Look at this bomb just get deployed here in front of this. I'm going to go back a few minutes. Boink. And the bombs come. The bomb again. Bomb again. The chem bombs never fucking stop because you let them. Right? What can you do? You got to do the things you're not allowed to do. Because they're doing the things they're not allowed to do to you. Okay? When things that are being done to you that are not allowed to do, then you may be. Then I think you're allowed to do things you're not allowed to do to get it to stop. Whammo! Mr. Krabs opens up. Hey, we got a crab. We got 3 bombs in Fred, and he was hungry for the bombs. And so he come out with his little greedy, glutchy art, and then grabbing it up. What a tick! That's a poly tick. And when you get a bunch of them, you got politicians, which is nearly rhymes with fiction. The fiction politicians doing all the dictions. And your air smells like dairy area. What a shitty looking storm. Hey Higgins, look, it's an ass. You could draw this dick. Oh, wait a minute. We'll just find one of your party pictures. Oh, say feel free to steal my forecast. Feel free. Yeah, you're going to tell them there's going to be a cyclone off their coast? Because I already did. You could go ahead and say I jumped the gun again. Oh, man, he jumped the gun. I was going to have a grand announcement. He probably milked him out an intro for it. I can't believe he was charging money while all this has been going on for updates for you guys. Now, if you want to support my work, you may do so. You may do so at PayPal, PayPal.me/Robert Deutsch. Or you may could do so with telling me some kind words of encouragement and support, because that's support as well. If you can't afford to support people financially, that's okay. I can't even hardly afford to do this, but until my last breath, I'll give this planet. Because, well, I'd rather give my time to my planet than individuals anymore. I'm so disappointed. Look at that square in a storm. Is it any more obvious to you that geoengineering is going on, and that your chem bombs are in your ear controlling your weather, and that you're going to have a really rough time coming off? It's not going to be the easiest day for some of these areas that are going to be impacted by these geoengineered storms. As the pulsations keep pulsating, and the ash clouds keep on raining, skyria brains are swaying, because facts are facts, and what you see with your eyes, it's real. I don't got no aim. I ain't tell you to vote for anybody. I ain't tell you to buy a product to keep you healthy, though I know many. Nah, I think what's healthiest of all is good clean air, so a policy could get us clean air. So let's go with that. Do you want clean air? And listen to me. This stuff is falling out on you. It's making you sick. Some people can't go to fireworks shows because they get sick and they cough for days. Well, you're coughing like there's a fireworks show every day. Sulfur burns in your lungs from them saying they're going to make sulfuric acid in the sky. Acid rain is very bad. It defoliates the planet. It ruins gardens and crops all over the world. And what you spray over here, it might take half a month, 3 weeks to go around the world. It might rain down in Africa and kill somebody's garden. It might rain down in Madagascar and kill somebody's garden. It might go over South America and get in a kid's eyeball and blind him. Because they briefly couldn't see it. Drove their bicycle off a cliff when the wheel came off because he didn't have proper everything. Can I get more dramatic for you? And then he ran into a busload of nuns and they all died. That was a teacher of ours at school. If you did something wrong working on a car, the busload of nuns was going to die. Everything. The tire comes off, and then he hit a busload of nuns and they all died. Right? To mean you got to be careful in life of things, and even things you think you've done right might be wrong because you're misinformed. And that's okay. I'd like to try and inform you, but I can't fix stupid. And if you're going to go, I don't believe that. I once did this, so it has to be that. 20 years ago, I did it like this. Have you ever tried doing kids' math? I could do it in my head. But yet, to try to do their method of math, I'd rather just go put the dunce hat on me, send me in a quarter, let me drool. Yeah, give me the vaccine, let me drool. We'll start it there. Look at this great big straight line. That's just my opinion, I'm allowed to have one. I have the same medical degree as Bill Gates, so my opinion carries just as much validity, and I've read the same book as his, one called How to Lie with Statistics. That's a factual book. Go look it up. It's published, I believe, 1957 or 58, and it's used in statistic classes across the world. That's a fact. And I could write a better geoengineering book than he could. He wrote a book about climate change to sell you the fact you want this. And I'm telling you that geoengineering is bad, and the Windows logo that he funds here is doing stuff at your sky that he funds there, the Scope X program. Gates Foundation, Scope X. Venture to spray dust in your atmosphere. Venture Scope X Impact Limited. Nonprofit fighting poverty and disease. It looks like it kind of creates it. Here's the Scope X page right here, but the best one is the perturbation experience that you can go is with the couch. Global warming solution. Come on, take the blanket off at night. You might cool off. This will get you the Harvard one. This is the actual, the goodies. Somebody was asking for this. So here you go. Have it, have it, have it, have it, have it. Have it. See how big these things are? These balloons are huge, you know. They're absolutely massive. See about aerosols, sulfate aerosols. See, also even tells you what are their impacts. They just ozone. They're going to destroy the ozone layer that they told us never to do, and that this method can do that, and it'll heat the stratosphere. It'll cause further heating. It tells you right here. Sulfate aerosols, further heating. Okay, and it destroys ozone. So why? It's this group here that funds so many things that are now questionable to other people's health, but are never ever questionable to the blue chip stockholders of the world. Recovery parachute. They ain't wasting this stuff. And they're big. They are. They're very big. Let's see if we can get some images. They're very big. It's like that's a crane, all right? And that's just a balloon. That's a gondola that they can recover. And there's lots of goodies in here, including EMF emitters. Kind of huge balloon. And I'm just using this for picture purposes. Dropping chalk. Once you drop chalk into a sky that has aluminum and acids, you make something called aluminum hydroxide, which causes a milky look to water. And it forms very easily. So look into that as well. Is that a big goodie for you? Does this help you out? Look at that. It's not small. Look at the emitters on here. We don't even see what's in here. And what's hidden from you now becomes apparent later and blamed on other things. That is not a small thing. These are tires, right? That's not small. Scope X. And that's over New Zealand. A 2020 super pressure balloons in New Zealand. And you have to believe what's in here. And it's only one arm of it up. There's a lot of things here they could lift it higher if needed, but that's big. Calcium carbonate. They could make aluminum hydroxide in the sky. And that makes milky water. That's possible. Look into it. We see milky skies. Aluminum hydroxide. It's very easy to make with the ingredients. All they needed was it's possible to make it. It's not. It causes like a sick stomach, sometimes seizure, various malaise. It's easy to make. Any scientific it involves. You need the only thing that was needed was that temperatures above this. A jet exhaust could easily do that, or other things. It releases a good amount of heat. See if I can get a video to come up. You got to see the color of this stuff. He mixes it very simply.
Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to make aluminum hydroxide.
I'll just give her a like. And this is a chemistry channel. But when you look at this liquid, when they mix it together, it gets milky like this. It only take, watch. She made the solution and drops it in water, and then it just goes milky. It doesn't take much. Little goes a long way. So here's the stuff she used to make it. Aluminum, this right here. So I think you might want to look into this. A lot of people say they know what's making the sky milky and always say it's plasma. But when I heard about they were putting a bicarb, I said, oh my God, they can make aluminum hydroxide. It don't take much. And she filters it out and does a thing, and it gets it into a powder. And it can then be sprayed. All that can be made with the ingredients that are currently available and being deployed in our atmosphere. So you're going to look into aluminum hydroxide. One of them was only a 2-minute video. It was very interesting. So I'm going to just show you a little more. We'll put up with a commercial. No. Fuck them. Bye. Monetize your channel, but I'll give you a like. So this will be about this topic. And blah blah. Put in the water. And they mix it all together. It's the look of it going milky like this is what.
85 ml of ammonia solution in measuring cylinder. Do inside fume hood.
Yeah, now you see why. I couldn't hear it. And you pour it in here, and man, she goes milky quick. Whammo. Whammo. So, you know, it is possible to make aluminum hydroxide. And there's the big Chucky experiment here. I'll pop that in to the chat box here. And I'm getting a bit tired of voice. And we're not talking a carnival balloon here that some clown suggested to use for this 3-ring circus called politics and control of your existence. And our existence is so much under control. What show to watch on television is often instilled with everybody talk about this at work tomorrow. Oh, I gotta watch this or I won't be part of the conversation. Oh, and if you don't feel a certain way, you might get ostracized. And if you think that cloud looks like an ass, you got some imaginarium left. And it didn't take much to do it. As your weather turns to shit, and the bad weather starts, and the planes go by, and the air smells like farts. I'm going to roll tape for just another moment. But I took you through your week. I think I already have, yeah, pretty much. And she did the turn, and she's coming that way. So come in Saturday. If we get some fuckery off your coast, and we're not going to wind you up about it, what are we going to do? We're going to remain vigilant. We're going to watch. And if we all are vigilant together, we are vigilante. Or the watchalantes. All I know is we got to keep an eye out for ourselves, otherwise no one else will. I didn't give them people out in Broome warning enough. I was screaming about it how long? So, enough is enough. And when it comes to forecasting the weather, it should be done honestly. Why wouldn't it be? Is my big question. Why? What benefit? The only thing I can think is to instill fear in you, make you want to go somewhere else. Just repeated floodings of a place and your children's tears and clinging to you in fear is help me, help me, help me after every thunderstorm often instills the type behavior to make you have to make a change in your life. Herds of elements migrate. People will migrate too when conditions force them to be that. But geoengineering and climate forcing should never be applied to change the lives of people in such a way as to allow corporations to make money off of railroad and concrete companies to make it off of the buildings of new cities, and calling something smart that's stupid is not smart. And phones don't have their own brains, so they're not smart. They're programmed by stupid people with stupid ideas who will spray you like bugs every day. If you allow them to, you'll never see the sky again. Go out and remember always the deep blue skies. Remember always what it was like to feel free.
Remember always yourself. And to thine own self be true. Big love. Peace.